This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, good morning. On today's session, we're going to discuss about the Snowflake task. It's one of the database object. In a simple term, I can say to execute your SQL statements on schedule basis. Not only SQL statements, you can schedule your stored procedures as well. We can say it's a proc. We can able to schedule the proc as well. Mostly to build a ETL pipeline or ELT pipeline. ELT means extract, load, and transform. Okay, to build this ETL and ELT pipelines, you'll use various tasks. You can create a chain task as well. One task is completed, another task should trigger. Like this, you can create the chained sequence of tasks. Also, you can able to create using this task. Predominantly used to schedule your SQL queries as well as stored procedures, and then procedural logic in Snowflake. Procedural scripting will be there. That thing also you can able to automate on schedule basis. Okay, now I'm going to see one by one what is mean by task. If we have some complex business process or complex ETL pipeline or ELT pipeline, to make it simpler process, we'll go for task. The task is nothing but the task is nothing but you can schedule your queries at a particular time. You can define some time interval. At the time interval, your task will trigger, and then you can see some kind of transformation happening. Whatever query is returning, right, that query will do some transformation, but that queries should trigger at particular time. You have to set some cron pattern. Once you define the cron pattern, it will be triggered at a particular instant of time. That's what the task is. And then whenever you are creating some task, the task graph will be created. If you are creating a single task, that will be the root task. Okay, that will be root task. Under the root task, we can create able to create multiple number of child tasks as well. If you look at the graph, you can see root task. Under that, we can have various child tasks we can have. Okay, and then most of the ETL field, right, they will use multiple tasks together to create a data pipelines to handle the complex use cases. Got it? If you want to build some complex data pipelines, you can go for task, and then you can combine multiple tasks to execute your complex ETL pipelines. And then mostly this task used for table streams as well. Okay, I'm going to discuss about the table streams later. What is mean by table streams in sense? Once new data comes into the table, it will identify those changes. It will identify those changes and merge those changes into the target table. To merge those changes into target table, you have to use task. These streams will identify only the delta changes. Streams will identify only the delta changes. In order to merge those changes into the target table, you need
Task.
task. But what streams will do? It will identify the delta, and then it will identify the delta and keep as it is. In order to merge those changes, you need task.
Tasks.
For dynamic tables, whether we need any tasks for dynamic tables, we
No,
need any task?
no,
No
no.
need of task, because dynamic tables will be able to identify the delta using CDC and merge those changes in target table dynamically. That's why it's called dynamic table. But in table streams, it will identify only the delta part. If you want to merge those things into target table, you have to use task. The task can be executed one of the following modes. One is you can use schedule your single SQL statement. You can write one single SQL statement and then you can schedule it. And the second one is you can call a store procedure at a particular time. at a batch time, you can able to trigger your stored procedures. Third one is you can write some procedural logics using Snowflake scripting. You can use Python, you can use SQL, you can use other languages as well. Okay, Java as well you can use. Procedural logic means you can use if loop, while, do while, okay, and various conditional statements you can use. That's why procedural logic. That also you can able to trigger using
Task, sir.
task.
Tasks.
Tasks.
Okay, and then if you want to do some ELT workflows, do you know what is ELT workflows? Extract, load, and then
Transform.
finally will transform the data. Okay, mostly in Snowflake, what they will do, right? They will do the ELT process using DBT, like DBT. What they will do, right? Already a source will be a table for us. Using DBT, they will do transformation. Okay, like yeah, they'll do the transformation for various kind of ETL workflows. Okay, you need some table streams. If any row got changed in the source table, you want to identify those changes. After identifying those changes, we have to merge those changes into the target table. For that, we need task. If you are using streams, right, you have to combine with task, then only you can able to achieve those changes, and then the transformed changes will be applied in the target table. Okay, good. Mostly you might ask where we will use this task in order to generate some periodic reports to your clients. Client needs reports on daily basis. On particular time you need that report. At the time you can use task. You can schedule your SQL queries at a particular time. What will happen, right? That's what are the transformation logic you have done in SQL query. That query will be triggered, and then you can see those changes in the target table. Client can able to see some periodic reports. Okay, you can the reports they can able to see. Now I'm going to give a little overview. Today is a base. I'm going to give a basic overview. Tomorrow I'm going to explain much about task graph. Okay, what is cron tab pattern, what are the things we have, everything I'm going to discuss. Okay, now second point I want to discuss is compute resources. In order to create a task, you need some compute engine. Okay, then only you can be able to create a task to run your to run your SQL queries, to call your stored procedures, and procedural logic using Snowflake scripting. These three you can trigger using task. Now to create a task, what are things required is we need some compute resources. First one is serverless compute model. Second one is user managed virtual warehouse. Now, we're going to discuss these things now. I'm going to give a basic overview. Tomorrow, I'm going to give an in-depth overview about these two things. Just come here. Yeah. Now, to build a Snowflake task, I said we need some compute resources. One is user managed. Another one is Snowflake managed. It's a serverless compute model. Now, how to build a user manage Snowflake task. User has to manage all these things. Okay, now what I can do is, if it is a user managed task, I want to provide the virtual warehouse. If it is Snowflake managed, no need to provide any warehouse. What will do? Snowflake itself will manage the warehouse as per the workloads. What will do? It will choose the corresponding warehouses. If it is user managed, you have to define the
Warehouse. Warehouse,
warehouse.
sir.
If your transformation query, if you're returning some 25 table joins, your warehouse is not having sufficient compute resources, then what will happen? Everything will go wrong. Okay. Now, if you are using Snowflake manage as per the workload, what will happen, right? It will choose a corresponding warehouse. That's why it's called serverless. User won't manage this. Snowflake manage everything, managed by
Snowflake, sir.
Snowflake. What about Sentinel and RF? Everything managed by Snowflake. That is why it's serverless. That's why it's called serverless. Serverless means no need to manage any servers, anything not required. Everything managed by Snowflake. But if it's user managed, what do you have to do? You have to define your warehouse, and then you have to manage everything as per the workloads. What happens? The Snowflake manager warehouse will choose a different warehouses like X small, X large, double X large. It will choose. But in the user manager, you have to predefinedly you have to put the warehouse. Now, if you have some resources, then only you can able to create a task. Otherwise, you can't able to create a task because task is one of the database object. I'm going to show later. Now, first one is how to build a user managed Snowflake task. Okay, user means I want to manage. Snowflake won't take care of these things. I want to manage everything. For creating the task, I'll going to show syntax. Create task, the task name. Though it is user managed, what I have to give? I want to provide my
Arrows.
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 Though it's a user managed. User means I want to going to manage all these things, and then I going to give some schedule. How much time I given?
5
5
minutes.
minutes.
5 minutes. Okay, and then as this logics you have to write. You can write some DDLs. You can write some DMLs. Okay, all kind of DDL DML logics you can write here. What happens, right? After 5 minutes, this insert will happen. Okay, the what happened, right? These records will be inserted into the employees table. I already said, right? You can call the store procedures. You can call the single SQL statements like this. You can able to call it. Okay, now everything is good. Now today we're going to focus only in the user managed part. Tomorrow we're going to see about the Snowflake manage. It's a serverless compute model. Everything managed Snowflake as per the workloads, as per the ETL complex workloads it will choose. Now into the ask this question: what are two types of tasks we have? At the time you have to say user managed task. Another one is Snowflake managed task, and then they will shoot the another question to you. If it is user managed task, what is the warehouse size they used in your production environments? These kind of questions you might expect. Now I'm going to give some hints to you guys. Okay, today is a basic session. I'm going to show, like somewhat warrior going to show. The key points you want to see is only one SQL statement is allowed to be executed through a task. Okay. Now you might have a question. If I want to execute multiple SQL queries, I have 1,000 queries. If I want to run 1,000 SQL queries, you might be thinking like whether I want to create 1,000 tasks or not. No, just create a proc. In that proc, put all the 1,000 queries and then trigger that proc. If you trigger the proc, what will happen? The 1,000 queries will be run for you. For running single SQL statements, you can use one task to execute that SQL query. If we have multiple SQL queries, what approach I have to follow? What
Build a
approach I have to
prop.
follow?
To write
I need
a
to
prop.
I need to write a proc. Okay, I need to write a proc. In the proc, I put all 1,000 queries. Just trigger the proc using call statement, CALL. Using call statement, you can trigger the proc. Manually, you can trigger the proc. Okay. Now, second point should be I want you guys should remember. Once you create a task, right? Once you create a user managed task or any kind of task, it will go into the suspend state. Automatically go into the suspend state. You guys manually resume the task using alter task statement. This thing I'm going to show. Manually, you have to resume the task using alter task statement. Okay, good. Next, Satish, sorry, Anand. If the task is created, first step, which state it will go for? If the task is created, which state it will move to first? Anyone?
The
Suspend
suspense.
state.
Suspend state. Manually, I have to resume the task using alter task statement, alter task name, and resume it. We have to put on keyword resume. Anand, you have to manually resume the task using alter task name, and then you have to use a keyword called resume. If you want to suspend the task from resume to suspended, what keyword you'll use? Resume to suspended. Alter task
Task name, sir.
Task name. Task name.
name, and then
Assume, sir.
suspended. I'm saying from
Okay,
resume
sorry,
to
sir.
suspended.
Suspended.
And then third point you have to keep in mind, the scheduling, right? You're scheduling for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, right? It will take only minutes. It does not support for second or hours. Okay, it will take only minutes. Okay, it will take minutes. See, I want to ask you guys, it's a non yeah, 1 second guys, like I want to check one thing. Yeah, I will talk about the thing point later. Yeah, now the last point is the minimum value of schedule parameters 1 minute. Minimum can schedule it. Maximum value that can assign to a schedule parameter is 8 days. 8 days means how many minutes you have to give? 8 days means 11520 minutes you have to give. See, it will accept only minutes. It won't accept hours or seconds. Okay. Um, if you yeah, that's what I'm saying. The minimum time is 1 minute you have to give, and the maximum minutes is you have to give is 1150. It's called 8 days. Okay, good. Now I want to show few more things to guys. Um, yeah. Now one question to you guys. You are looking schedule, right? It's a non-cron pattern or cron pattern. It is. It's a non-cron pattern or cron pattern. You guys have to say.
Sir, cron pattern,
So
sir.
it's a cron pattern or non-cron pattern. Schedule
Oh,
5
sorry, sir.
minutes.
It's non-cron pattern, sir.
Non-cron pattern. Okay. Now, if your guys worked in Linux systems, then you will be working. You will be knowing about the cron pattern. You'll be knowing about the cron pattern. Now, I'm going to discuss about cron pattern because you guys have to know if you want to schedule a proc or you want to schedule SQL queries or procedural scripting using Snowflake, then you have to use task. Okay, mostly this cron pattern, it's kind of string actually. Okay, used to represent a schedule for a particular task at specific time or intervals. If you want to run at specific time or intervals, then you can use cron pattern. Mostly this cron pattern used in Unix like operating systems. In Unix, okay, you can see in kind of operating systems, you can able to use this cron pattern. Okay, cron pattern consists of, I can show you, it consists of 5 fields. Yeah, you can see 5 fields: minutes, hours, days, month, weekday. You have to put 5 asterisks. If you put 5 asterisks, right, it will run every minute. It will run every minute. Guys, understood, right? It will run every minute. If I want to run Sunday at 2 p.m., put weekday as sun. Sun means Sunday. If you provide an hour session, if you put 2 means Sunday at 2 p.m., the task will run. Now, third one is I want to run on Monday. Yes, sorry, no, not Monday, month. I want to run in the 5th month. 5th month means which month it is? Jan, February, March, April, May month. 5th month means it's a May month. May month, I want to run at 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. I want to run. 17 means it's a 24-hour format. Okay, you have to 5 a.m. I want to run, 5 p.m. I want to run. Now I want to ask few questions to you guys regarding this cron pattern. Okay, just I'll take a notepad. I will use 5 asterisks. What is the first asterisk represents? What is the first asterisk represents?
Minutes, sir.
Minutes.
Minutes. Second one is
Hours.
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 Third one is
Hours.
day.
Day.
Day,
Fourth one
month.
is month. And fifth one is weekday. If I want to run, okay, uh, eighth month. See, guys, if I want to run eighth month and 12th month and third month, Tuesday, 5 a.m. Okay, 5 a.m., 8 p.m. Okay, and then I want to run 5 a.m. and 8 p.m. and then every 5 minutes. Now, for this, can you say the cron pattern? What pattern I want to define here? 8th month, 12th month, third month I want to trigger. Tuesday, 5 a.m. and 8 a.m. I want to trigger. And then every 5 minutes I want to trigger. Guys, got it? Otherwise, I'll make a thing. I'll make it leave the minutes. Okay. Look confusing for you. For this, can you say cron button? Anyone?
Sir, in the
Anyone
month
give it a try?
column, sir, in the month
The
column,
first one is
8,
star.
It's not month column. It's a minutes.
sorry, minutes,
Minutes. What you have to put? You have to put
Star.
0.
Star.
0.
You have to put 0. Okay. Good. See, you can use a star also. No issues. Star means what will happen? Every minute will trigger. I put right. Sharply it will trigger at 5 a.m. and 8 p.m. Okay. 0.
0, sir.
5.
And then hours.
5, comma.
5
5,
comma
8.
5 comma 8. I'm saying 8 p.m. Who said 8 again? It's 8 p.m. You have to follow
20, sir.
the 20-hour format. Next you have to give
20, sir.
20.
20, sir.
Then
Day, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
T,
Day I'm saying day.
Day 0 or star.
0 or star. I said it's Tuesday,
TU.
man.
TUE,
I
sir.
said Tuesday. Monday is 1. Tuesday is 2.
2.
Next.
That one come on weekdays.
Month.
Month,
3, 8, 12.
Month.
sir,
What I'm
August,
saying. Month I'm saying is 8th month, 12th month, 3rd month, right? You have to give. You have to
sir,
give.
August, 3,
Who said August? 8 comma 12 comma 3. Okay, you have to give some spaces. Okay, 0, 5 comma 20 space and 2, 8, 12, 3. And then
Tuesday.
weekday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Tuesday means you have to put TUE. I made a blunder mistake. Like I want to mention the days, right?
Day,
Like, just see, I
day
made
of
a blunder mistake here. One second, guys. First one, what I said to you, minute 0, and then hours is going to be 5 a.m. and 8 p.m. Okay, good. Day like what day? Like day like you can keep
2, sir.
you can keep like see, you can keep the day as
0 or star. 0.
yeah, you can keep the star asterisk you can keep. Okay, now good. Day and month weekday. Okay, it's oh sorry guys, day means it will consider the 1 to
1 to
31
30.
days, 1 to 31 days. Okay, just keep asterisks. What will happen, right? Every Tuesday will trigger. Okay, like it won't it don't need to mention any date. If you know the date, right, Tuesday date, then you can mention the date. For example, I'm putting 22. 22 is Tuesday. What will happen? 22 date on 20th. If it is Tuesday, it will run. Okay, if you put asterisks, right, every Tuesday will run. Got it? Every Tuesday, 5 a.m. and 8 p.m. will run. This is how you can define your cron pattern. Guys, got it? This is how you can
Sir.
define your cron pattern. Good. Now, guys, what I'm going to do is I said the non-cron pattern as well as cron pattern to you guys. Like task is very simple, and then you can set some cron pattern, and then you can able to run your task. Now, I'm going to take one actual requirement now. Okay, what the requirement is? Just I will do one thing, guys. I will create one databases worksheets. Okay, I will create one new worksheet for you guys. Just give the name as task for SP. What is SP? What stands for SP? Sendamola and Satish will know all these things. What is SP?
Core
Sir,
procedure.
Stored proc. Don't say procedures, guys. It's a proc.
Approx.
And then just give take the schema as a dynamic schema. I'm choosing the, and then the values I choose is compute underscore WH. Now I'm going to have one actual requirement. Okay, this is a real-time requirement. We're going to identify the delta. For that, we have to build some source tables. See, guys, listen carefully. It might be confusing for you, okay? Because I'm going to give it a try. Now, first one is just going to have like source table. Create or replace table. If not exist, create or replace table. I want to give the table name source table. For understanding, I'm keeping the table name as source table. Okay. Just have the column names. You can have the column names ID. It's going to be a number data type. I'm going to keep the ID as primary key. I'm going to set some constraint for this table. Okay, it's a primary. Leave some space for key, and then give comma. And then what I can do, yeah, I can going to have data. It's a string type. See, guys, in Snowflake only you can use string type. Okay, in other databases you have to use varchar. Here also you can use varchar. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one more column modified at timestamp. Now what I'm going to do is just I'm going to create a DDL. As of now, I don't have any data in the source table. If you want to see, whether we have any data,
No, sir.
no. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert for a few dummy records. Okay, for my understanding, I'm going to have some dummy records. See, guys, don't play like this, because for understanding only I'm just inserting records, because I want to extract some delta. I want to extract some delta. That's why I'm doing all these things. Can you give some values, anyone? Like insert into, and then have the source table, and then we just have the columns ID, data, modified it. I'm getting some external noise, guys. Values, just hard code the value 1. Data I can keep like sample data 1, and then I'm going to have like this one is a modified at, right? Modified at. I'm going to have current timestamp. What will happen? The current time will be inserted into this in this column. Okay. Now like this, I'm going to create 3 records. only for understanding purpose. I want to change the ID. Sunil, what table it is? What's the table name? What's the
Source
table
table.
name? Source table. For understanding a source table, it can be any raw table. Okay. Now, what happened, guys? Was check the source table. How many records inserted? It should have 3 records. Yeah, now we can able to see 3 records: ID, data, modified it. Okay. Now I'm going to create a delta table. Now, same as source table, I want to create a delta table. I want to create a delta table, the same structure, ID, data, modified it, I want to create. What is the query I want to create? Not query, what's the
Yes.
detail I want to create?
Sir, create table as.
Super. Create, just make it caps lock. Yeah, create table, give us some table name. Okay, I'm going to give some name as delta changes. And then as
As
anyone. I want to create
select
same as source table. Correct.
select
Source
var
Select.
from source table
Yeah, good.
where 1 equal to
Yeah,
1.
where
1 equal to 1. Where 1 equal
where
to 1.
1 equal to 1 data will be covered, man. I need
1
only
equal
really
to
structure.
1.
1 equal
1
to
1
equal to
is
2,
equal to
sir.
2.
2, sir.
0. Okay. What happens, right? If 1 equals 0, only DDL will be copied to this delta changes. Only structure will be copied to the delta changes. Okay. Don't give 1 equal to 1. The entire DDL structure and data will be copied. I don't need any data as of now. Just create the table. Okay. Just sorry guys, execute it. Now you can able to see the new table got created. It will not hold any data. Will not hold any data. We can able to see only the DDL structure. Got it right? ID data modified it. Good. Now we have a source table and delta changes table. Now what I going to do is I going to create one log table. Okay, one log table I'm going to create. It's a delta log table. For creating table, what's the delta command? Anyone? Create or replace table. If not,
Exists.
if exists, if not exists, the table name I'm going to give. It's a log table actually. We will capture all the log informations. Okay, and then I'm going to create one column name called last run. The column name is last run. See, this is a log table actually. When I run last, all information last run will be captured. Okay, it will be a timestamp. Data type is timestamp. You can use. Everything's good. Sorry guys. Yeah. Now, how many tables we have, guys?
3
Three
tables, sir.
tables.
Object, if not exist or is only okay. I think you can not use here. Only create or replace. Okay, good. How many tables we have? 3 tables. What are the table names we have? Anyone?
Source
Source
What
table.
table,
source
Table,
table?
delta
Delta.
changes, and delta
Changes.
log.
Log table. Log information will be captured in this table. Okay, good. Now, what I going to do, right? I going to insert one log information. Insert into just have delta log, put the column name. See, we have only one column, right? No need to put a column name. Directly can use values. Okay, we don't only have one column name. Directly can put the values itself. I'm going to put 1970. Here is 1970. Month is going to be 01 and then date is going to 01. And then there's a timestamp, right? I want to give the hours minutes against. I go into the Georgian calendar. Understood, guys? The Georgian calendar means it's all 1970. Okay. It ends with 2030. And the hours, minutes, and then seconds. Now, just I'm going to insert this record into the delta log table. See, guys, I didn't say the requirement as of now. Okay, I'm getting only details. Now, one record got inserted. I will show the delta log table as well. Select star from delta log. Now we have the last one we have. Now I'm going to say the real-time requirement to you now. Okay, just will take on notepad. In source table, how many records I have? It's a raw table
Three
actually.
records.
3, sir.
Three
It's a
records.
raw
Three
table.
records.
We have 3 records. In the delta table, how many records we have?
No record, sir.
No records. And delta log table, what's the last run?
One record.
What's the last run I'm asked? We have only one record. What is the last run? What is the last run? Date, month, and year.
1970.
It's following the Georgian. Okay, it started in 1970. From 1970, 0101. Okay, month is 01 and date is 01. Now the last run date is 1970, 0101. Now the raw table we have the date as what did we have? We have current date, right? 2024. Month is 06 and then 06 and then day is 07 and then keep some hours. Okay, keep some hours like 06 and then minutes is something like 20 minutes. A second is going to 30 seconds. Now like this I have 3 records. Like this I have 3 records. The client requirement is, what the client requirement is, if the year is exceeded more than 1970, you have to extract the delta. The client is saying to you, I need 54 years of history. Sorry, not for history. Client is having the around 8 years of history. Or if client is having the historical record as 80 years of historical record you have. But the client is saying to you, after 1970, he wants to extract delta up to till date. Now, what are the data will be extracted from the source table to delta table? Because the last run they given to you is from 1970, you have to extract from source table. 1970 means after 1970, what are the records comes, right? We have to extract this delta and then put a delta table. Now, how many records will come to delta table?
3 records, sir.
3 records.
Or if totally 3
Yes, sir.
records will come to delta table, because we have to compare this date with this date. Okay, whichever date is greater than 1970 is greater than 2024. That's why we are extracting all 3 records. Now, after extracting the delta, in the delta log, I want to update the delta log table. Anand, after extracting the delta, I want to update the delta log table. What I have to update? Which date you ran the job, right? That date you have to update. Now,
Okay, sir.
2024 and then 06 and then 07. I updated my delta log table. Delta log table have only how many entries? Every day. Every day how many
1
entries will
entry.
be there?
1 entry.
Only
One
one
entry, sir.
entry will be there. Last run updated entry will be there. Okay. Now, just to think like 2 new records coming in source table. We have two new records. We have two new records, 2024 and then 06, 08, and then put some hours. Okay, hours, minutes, and 23 seconds. And then one new record came and one record got updated. One record got updated, like on and it's got updated, and then date is 24 06 10, and then hours going to be 08 09, and then minutes, and then 34 seconds. This got updated. If I run my job in the delta table, how many records will come? See, while running the job, right, every day you have to truncate this delta table. If I truncate, what happens? What happens? Zero records will come. After that, you have to extract the delta. Now, based on the delta log only, you have to extract the delta. Got it? Now, how many records will come?
One record, sir.
One record got inserted and one record got updated. Totally two records are there, but you are saying to me that only one record. You are saying to me we are going to come only one record, right?
Two records.
One record got updated. See the year 24 06 08. The record will come. Whichever record is updated, right? See the year. It is more than this date. Year 24 6 7. But here 6 and 8 is there. 6 and 10 is there. These two records will be extracted and put in delta table. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Who are having doubts? I will take this thing to offline, guys, to make it clear.
This conference will now be recorded.
Guys, what I'm saying is after extract, because I want to compare this date with this date. Whichever date is greater than 7, right, it will take this record, it's inserted record. This one is the updated record. I for insert. Okay, updated record. These two records will come in data table. Now, I want to update the delta log table which day you are running, right? The same time you want to update it. Okay, just I'm making it as 10th date. Whenever you extend delta, you have to update the delta log table as well. Okay, we have only one entry. This is the date. Okay, current date you are putting here, 24/16. If any new record comes into source table again, that will extract the data table. Every day you have to truncate the delta table and then you have to load into the delta table. Okay, I'm not touching any source table as of now. Good. Now this is a concept. For this concept, I'm going to create here.
Not procedure.
What I said to you, it's I'm going to create here proc. Going to create proc. Good. Now everything we have done. We have inserted the delta log table. I can able to see the last run information from 1970, 0101 hours, minutes, seconds, and milliseconds is 000. Good. Now, see guys, this is not a session to create a proc. Proc is going to have a separate class. It's going to go like nearly 1 month. But as of now, I want to give some hints like how to create a proc. Create or the syntax you have to follow. Create or replace procedure, and then you have to put your procedure name, proc name. Okay, the proc name I'm going to put as extract delta changes. Proc name is extract delta changes. See, I'm not going to pass any argument as of now. You can pass input argument, output argument, both input output argument you can pass. As of now, no arguments. This procedure should return a string for me. Okay, put returns See this procedure I created in the snow park as well. If you guys remember, you can able to understand. Okay, returns, I'm going to return a string. The language I'm going to use SQL. You can use any language. You can use Java, Python for creating a proc. Sendamal, you can use SQL, you can use Java, you can use Python, you can use Go, any languages you can able to create. As of now, you guys are good in SQL, so I'm choosing the languages SQL, and then give as. In that you can write all your business logics. Okay, you can use this is the beginning. Okay, if you use $, right, it's the beginning actually, and then for ending also you have to give $. Good. I'll say the things why you are putting $. In the later session. I'll say, as of now, keep in mind for beginning you have to give $, and ending also you have to give $. Okay, good. Now for declaring the variables, that is a one more block we have to use it. Sendamal, for declaring variables, what block you have to use?
Declare, sir.
Declare block you have to use in PL SQL. You guys already know. Now what I'm going to do is just I'm going to have one variable called last run. Just going to have the timestamp, data type, and then current run is another variable. Okay, good. Now to begin a proc, that's another block is there. What's the block? Begin block. It's a beginning actually. Good. Now in the begin block, you can write all your complex business logics you can hear. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write my language SQL. I can write some SQL queries here. Just I can give some commands for your understanding. Get the last run timestamp. Get the last run timestamp. In order to get the last run timestamp, which table I want to refer? In order to get the last
Delta log.
delta log table, okay, just use select query. Select. You can use star from what table it is? Delta log table, right? Delta log, and then order by. I'm using order by. Which one I want to order? Just last run, right? Order by last run, and then order by last run, and then I'm ordering in the descending order. Okay, though I am going to have only one entry, I put in descending order, and then I'm going to have the limit 1. Good. I'm going to go to first record. That's why I put in limit 1. Now instead of asterisk, what I want to take is I want to take the last run, right? Just take last run. Any doubts, just you can select the part and then you can run the query. Okay, if you have any doubts. Good, right? It's getting the value. Now what I'm going to do is I assign one variable. Guys, listen carefully. Listen carefully, guys. What I'm going to do, I'm assigned to a variable called last run. Now I want to assign this value. What are the value getting, right? I want to assign to a variable. Just for understanding, I'll make it last runs. Sendamal, I want to assign this value, right, into variable. In a PL SQL, I will assign what code you
Into,
use. What
Into
code you use to assign a variable?
sir.
Into, super. Into, and then just use the last runs. But yeah, syntax will a little bit changes. You have to use colon. Colon means what happened, right? I'm assigning the value to a variable. See in this Snowflake, right? Little bit syntax will change. You have to use colon, and then you have to put last runs. Now, you guys understood, right? Guys understood? Or if I'm assigning water value getting right, I'm assigning to here one variable.
Last run, sir. Variable.
Last runs variable. You have to use into statement and then you have to use colon. Now, I'm going to confuse you guys. Whether can you use like this? can use like this. Whether we can use like this, yes or no? I'm asking you whether you can use like this or not. Yeah, you can use it. See, just getting the value and assign to the variable last run. Okay, don't get confused. Someone will say, I'm getting confused. Really, you are using last run here, last run here. I'm getting confused. If you're using colon, right? The colon is a differentiator. It's a variable. This last one is column name. This colon last one is
Variable.
Very variable.
variable. Chandra will say finally, I'm a little bit confused. I'm not able to understand. You are using last one here, using last one. See the colon. If using colon, it will be variable. If using not colon, it's the column name. Okay, good. Now I want to get a current timestamp. Can you give the query for me? I want to get a current timestamp. What is the query? It's very simple, guys. See, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this variable. Variable, what do you have to use? Okay, you have, see, for assigning to a variable, you have to use colon equal to. I think Sendamar Satish will be able to understand. For assigning variable, how this will be assigned, right? PLS equal, colon equal to. I'm taking the current run, it's a variable. It's a variable actually. I'm assigning, what I'm assigning? I want to get the current timestamp. We have one function. What is function will give? What is function will give?
Current timestamp.
Current timestamp.
Current system.
Current
Current
timestamp
time,
and
sir.
assigning to here. And assigning to here
Variable.
Current.
variable
current
called
current
current run.
run.
Current run variable. That's it. Now we're going to write some logic. Extract delta changes. See, it's a store closure. No need to follow any indentation like Python. You can write anything. Okay. No need of any spacing. Not kind of. You can. That's why it's very powerful. Okay. In Python, you have to follow some indentation. You can write Python code here also. If you know good in Python, you can write Python code. You can write Java. You can write SQL. You can use Go. Any language you can able to do. Extract the delta changes based on timestamp. Extract delta changes based on timestamp. Okay. How to extract the delta? We have two tables, right? How to extract the delta? How to extract the delta, guys? I'm already said to you, na. We have three tables: source table, data log. How to extract delta? Can you give the query for me? Very simple. Just write a query.
That's start
Select
from
select star from source
source
table.
table.
We have source table, right? Source table we around 8 years of history we have. Where what is source table column name? If you are getting doubts, just query the table and see. Yeah, we have the modified column, right? Where modified
Modified
at
greater than
greater than, that's it, the delta extraction. And then modified greater than modified greater than
last run. Last run.
last run. See, this is the variable you assign, right? You have to use a variable. Just that's it. Modified greater than last run, because this variable will have the last run value, right? That's it. Good. Now what you have to do, right? I am extra delta. If you run, you can't run like this. Okay, it's a variable. You can't select these things and can't run. You can run the query, but you can't run this with the variable. Now what I am doing, right, based on the last run, what is the last run date? Can you see? Date, year, month?
1970 01.
970 0101, hour 0, minute 0, second 0, milliseconds also 0. Now this is a value substitute here. I'll check whichever values greater than 1970. I'll pick those delta records. Okay, whenever you are picking some delta, right, you have to check with the source team in the source table whether you have a timestamp or not. If they have timestamp, right, your work will be very simpler. If they don't have any timestamp, then what you have to do, you have to follow another approach. Okay, every day you have to have the max of unique key from the source table, and then you have to put in one log table. Okay, you have to put in log table. You have to check with the guys. If you don't have timestamp, just give the unique key for me. From the unique key, every day what I will do, right, I will take the max of key and put in my log table. From the log table, based on the max key, I will extract the delta. That's another part. If you don't have timestamp, from the unique key, I have to take the max of value and then put in the log table. From the max value, you have to daily can extract delta. After extracting delta, again you have to update the log table using max value. Good. This is the two different ways you can able to extract the delta. But anyhow, luckily we have the timestamp column. Directly are doing it. Now I want to insert these changes into my which table? Which table?
Delta table.
Delta table.
Delta table. What is the statement I want to use here? DML. What statement I want to use? Anand, you are working in ETL. You're not able to say anything. I'm asking the DML. Insert into
Insert into delta table.
Delta log
Delta table.
1 second, guys. Insert into what table it is? Delta changes, right? That's it. Guys, make it mute. And then now I'm extracting the delta. And then inserting delta changes table. Now I want to update which table?
Delta logs.
Log table with the current timestamp I want to update it, right? That part I can write here. Very simple, guys. Just you can use update statement. Update the table I have, delta log table, and then you can use set. What's the column name we have for delta log table? Last run, right? Yeah, we have the last run. We have to update the last run. That's it. Set last run equal to what you have to update. Set last run equal to, hey, what I have to update? Set last run equal to
current times.
current timestamp is right. It's a variable call. What will call
Current
current run.
Underscore.
Though it's a variable, I have to use. I have to use. I have to use. What I have to use? It's a variable. What I have to use?
The colon.
Colon. Good. And then use semicolon, guys. And then what is a proc returning actually? What is a proc returning actually?
String, sir.
String. Okay. Now for our understanding, what I'm going to do? I'm going to use return keyword. Just going to give have a message. Delta changes extracted successfully. And then though I use begin, right? Sendamal, what I have to use in the last? If I use begin, in the end, what I have to use?
Then
I have to use end. And then yeah, end I have to use. And then I used $$ here. Okay. Now last also I have to use. Are you using right? You guys can able to see. I'll trim those all the spaces. That's very easy for it to understand. Yeah, this is how you can write a proc. See, it's a very simple. Even a LK student nowadays writing the procs. Okay, procs mostly used to load the data and dimension tables, fact tables, data cubes, and then if you are doing some extracts, then you can use procs. Procs will be very powerful, guys. If you are if you don't learn in procs, right, you can't work in the L3 layer. L3 is nothing but dimension tables, fact tables, and then the data cubes. These kind of layers, extracts layers, you can't able to work. Everything they will use procs. And then for generating summary, reporting, everything they will use procs. Without procs, you can't able to see the ETL. Now everything is good. Just going to compile this proc. Now what happened? I have successfully compiled the proc. Okay, extract delta change successfully created. Now what you can do, right? My data tx, right? You can go here and then before that you can refresh and then go to schemas, dynamic schema. You can able to see the procs. You can see the procs, right? You can see like what language you're using. I'm using SQL. You can use Python. You can use Java. What is written type?
Sir, varchar.
Varchar.
What happens, right? It's compiled into their Snowflake understandable language. Snowflake can't able to understand string. Okay, just you are defining string, but it's defined as varchar. Okay, and then these are arguments. No arguments are provided to this proc. I'm not giving any arguments to the proc. That's why giving underscore. Okay, go to definition. You can see like yeah, you can see like definitions. Okay, all things you can do. Good. Now everything is fine. We're able to create a procs. Good. Now what's the next step, guys? You have to say. The next step is we have to create a task. After creating task, you have to call this proc through task. Now 60% process completed. And what's the next process we have to start? We have to create a task to yeah guys create task. What is the statement to create a task? Anyone? Syntax. Just give it a try. To
Create
create
data.
Create task.
create or replace, create or replace
Task.
task. You can give the task name. I'm going to give the task as my task, or you can give like delta task. Any task you can create, and then I want to define the warehouse. Compute underscore wh schedule I'm going to give. It's a cron or non-cron. You guys have to say. It's a cron or non-cron.
The non-cron.
Non-cron. Tomorrow I'll say how to schedule a cron as well. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, we have to give some asterisks and then you have to schedule it, and then give the alias as. Now, how to call a proc? Anyone? What is the statement do you have to use?
Sir, call, sir. Call.
Call
Proc.
proc name.
Yeah, we have to use call proc name if you want to manually call the proc. But in task, right, no need to use call. Directly you can able to call that proc name as it is, guys. What the proc name? Extract delta changes. Just copy this thing. No need to use call. You can use call also, no problem. Okay, you can use call also, no problem. I think, or if not able to understand, right, you can use call as well. Like this, you can use. Without call also, you can able to trigger. Good. Got it? This is how you can able to create a task. Unexpected extra. Let's see, guys, once again whether you have to use call or what. Let's see. Yeah, guys, we have to use call. Okay, directly it's not accepting. Just use call because what happens right after 2 minutes, it's going to call that extra delta changes. Good. Now, if you want to see your task, what you'll do? You have to use. You have to use
Show task.
show task. That's it. Show task is a database object. See, I can able to see so many tasks like just few bags are created. What's our task name? What is our task name?
Delta task.
Delta task. When it got created, and then what is the task ID? Okay, if any issues comes in the task, right, you have to take this ID, you have to mail to your support team. Then they will look into task why it's not triggering. They will see because the end issues you have to share the ID to the support team. And then what's the database name? Database
Data
name
underscore.
TX schema, dynamic schema, owner account admin. Okay, I'm using account admin, tagging the privileges. Warehouse compute underscore WH. I'm not giving any commands. Schedule all minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. And then what is the precedence means? Who is the parent for the delta task? Who is the root for this delta task? Who is the root for this delta task? I'm asking who is
Sir,
the
so
parent.
source.
See, this is a parent actually. Yeah, that's why it's showing precedence. Precedence means like father's mothers. It does not have any father mother. It's not having any chain, right? That's why precedence is empty. Delta is nothing but a root task now. This is a parent actually. The parent is not having any kind of father, mother, grandparent. That's why it's called empty. If it is a chain task, right? If it is a chain task, if it is a chain task, what you can do, then you can show the precedence. Now, when you're creating some task, what state it will be?
Suspension.
Suspend state. What you have to do? You have to make it
Alert.
suspend to resume. Suspend to resume. And then definition I want to use is call extract delta changes. And then I will say the overlapping conditions because if you're creating some chains, right? Delta task chains, at the time you will see the overlapping things. Error integration none and loss committed on, it's null. Suspend state on, role type is role, and then it's not having precedence. Okay, loss suspended reason. Okay, if one more thing I want to highlight, guys, in the proc, if you have any errors, what will happen, right? For 10 consecutive errors, the task will go into suspend state. Even if it is active state, in the proc, it will run every 2 minutes. Every 2 minutes will run, keep on running. If every 2 minutes keep on run, right? Every 2 minutes are getting some errors in the proc. After 10 consecutive runs, it's throwing error. My task will go to active state to active state to
Suspension.
suspend state.
Suspend.
Okay, this thing you have to keep in mind. If it is crossing more than 10 successive sorry, 10 successive errors in the proc, automatically your task will go to active state to
Suspension.
Chandamal, suspend state. Good. Now everything is good. This is how you can see. Now I want to resume my task. What's the command I have to use?
Alter.
Alt task, Chandamal Anand. Alt task, task name, just resume it.
Resume.
Just resume it. And then what you can do, right, just go against the show task. Now the suspended state will be made to active. Just you can see the delta task alone. You can see what it happens. State is
Started.
started. After started, it will make it yeah, you can see started, right? Now it started. It's somewhat active. Good. Now what I going to do is just I going to check after 2 minutes. I going to check the table. Which table I want to check? Which table I want to check? Which table I want to check?
Delta changes.
Delta changes.
Change table, that in the other change only changes will be happen. Sendamal, which table I want to check? delta changes. We have to wait for 2 minutes, guys. It's not producing any results, right? Wait. Now 7:35. Yeah, guys, I'll do one thing. I'll make it.
This conference will now be recorded.
Guys, now you can see the delta changes. Previously, the record was empty. Now you can able to see the 3 records. Now, what is another table I want to look at? Look into it. What is the table I want to look into it? Delta log table. What is the previous record in delta log table?
Sir, one
What is the
record
previous
1970.
1970, right? Here is 1970. Now, Arif, what date it will have now? Date, month, and year. If you look at data log table, what is the year, month, date it will hold now? Arif or anybody, Anand?
Sir, 2024.
Yeah. 2466, right? Because it's updated, right? It will take the current timestamp and update it here because it's extended delta. Good. Now, what I going to do is, guys, in my source table, I going to insert few records. Let's see how the task works. In source table, me going to insert and update few records. Source table I'm going to do. If I update in the source table, what happens, guys? It will take the delta and going to put into the delta changes table. Okay. Source table I want to update, right? Okay. I have the already insert query. I have. Yeah, already have the insert query, right? Just I will take this query. In source table, I'm going to do the insert and update. Source table, going to do the insert and update. Okay, just insert source table. ID I'm going to give 4. Sample data. I can keep sample data 4, right? Or I can keep some new data. New data 4. A current timestamp. This is the insert statement. Now, can you say the update statement? Anybody? Anybody? Sujita Priya also can give a try. I want to update my source table. I want to update my source table. Sujita Priya, can you give a try?
Update source table.
Update the existing record. I want to update. Yeah, update
Source table.
source table and then
Set.
Yeah, and then
No.
anyone, because she is not aware to update. She doesn't know the update statement also. The column name we have modified at equal to
New data 4.
new data frame. Who is in new data frame?
Frame
Modified at, I can give some current timestamp, right?
current time. Okay.
Can give. Where, which ID I want to change? Where we have ID column, right? Equal to 1. First, we have the ID 1, right? The fourth record. Now we have the insert statement, update statement. I'm going to do, right? I'm going to everything is good, right? Yeah, good. Now I'm going to do the insert and update. Going to do the DMLs, data manipulation language. Now, guys, number of rows updated. Okay, everything happened. If you want to look in source table, right, you can see. Select star from source table. You can see first record got updated. See, first record got. Hey, what happened, guys? Entire thing is updated, right? Yeah, correct only. What happened, right? First record, you can see 1910. Arif, you can see, right? First record. Look at the remaining cards. It 30 with 36, 47 seconds. But you see here 19. 19 means what is the time now? 19 means what time?
7, 7, 10.
7. Because see, she hosted in some other region. I don't know which region it is. It's time. Okay, don't get confused with our time. She hosted in I don't know which region she hosted. It's showing that time. Okay, 17. Now you can see this record updated, current timestamp, and new record got inserted, new data 4. Now what happened, right? After 2 minutes, what you have to do? You have to look at the delta changes table. See, I'm not truncating this table, guys, as of now. You will have the old delta record as well. Okay, if you want to see only delta changes, just truncate the delta tables. Okay, whenever you after extend delta. You can see, right? What happened? What happened? Delta table.
Delta record.
Delta record came. Because you, Anand, might have a question. Hey, why I got again these old records? These old records I got because I have not truncated table. Every day, whenever you are extra delta, first step, what you have to do? You have to truncate the
Delta
the table.
delta table, you have to truncate. And then Anand may have a question. Hey, why are you getting one again, getting one here? See, this one is having a different modified timestamp. This one is different. Record is different. You can see 66 82 1910. Okay, that's why getting. This is the old one actually. Every day morning, right? Like whenever triggering job, you have to truncate the delta table. This is how it works. Okay, this is how it works. I'm going to give some overview about the snow site. Tomorrow we're going to talk more theory. We are going to have 2 more class for task. We're going to talk more theory about the chaining task, and then we're going to talk about the root, who is the president, who is the grandfather of this task. Everything we're going to discuss tomorrow. Okay. Now I'm going to give some high level overview. Just go to your data, and then this is database I built. Go to our schemas, and then go to our schema, dynamic schema. You can see these many objects. They'll focus on the interviews. These are the various objects. If you learn these objects alone, right? If you focus these objects alone, right? Definitely you'll get 3 to 4 entry questions. Arif,
Yes, sir.
if you focus this alone, right? At least 3 to 4 entry questions you'll get. I have covered tables, external C integration covered, storage integration covered, file format covered. I covered the pipe. I covered the task today. Tomorrow going to, not tomorrow, maybe after 1 week I'm going to cover streams. Procedures a little bit covered, little bit not like scratch level covered. Functions are there. Sequence are there. These are the database objects. If you learn at least all these objects, right, definitely you get 3 to 4 questions. That's a short. I'll get the questions. Dynamic tables also done, right? Dynamic table.
Yes, sir.
Number is a dynamic table. Okay, all these objects, if you learn right, definitely you'll get 4 entry questions. Good. Now, just I want to give a high level overview, guys, just to go to the task. If you see right, delta task is created, and then if you click the delta task, right, you can see the when it got started, and then schedule is every 2 minutes. It will be auto suspend after
10 failures.
10 phase consecutive 10 phase happened, right? It will go to the suspend state. Okay, auto suspension will go, and then whereas I'm using compute underscore wh. This one is I want to ask a question to you guys. I'm using user defined warehouse or serverless warehouse to create tasks.
Sir, user
User
defined.
defined, sir.
User defined. That's why I do in the morning also. User managed, you have to say. I'm not using Snowflake managed serverless. I'm using user managed. Everything I'm giving here. And then this is the task things you created, right? You can able to see. You definitely have to use call statement. Okay, the call will call the proc name. Good. And then you can see the DAX. DAX means direct acyclic graph. Okay, this is a DAG. If you're creating some chain task, right, you can see the chain as well. I'm not creating any chain task. As of now, you're creating only one task. That's why it's showing the only one task for us. You can able to create multiple chains as well. On the day I've seen, right, dynamic tables. You can create a number of chains to build your ETL pipelines, ELT pipelines. For streams also, you can use a task. Okay, just you can click here and then you can, from here itself, you can make it suspend. Or if in the DAG itself, you can able to, can make it
One,
to
sir. Suspend,
suspend.
sir.
What I'm going to do, right? I'm just going to suspend here. Okay. See, if you are not suspending it, what will happen? It will take the resources unwarrantedly. They'll charge you credits. Okay. Now, what should it went for?
Suspend state.
Let's
Suspended.
say if I want to make it again, just state, just click on resume.
Resume.
Just you can resume it here from the DAG itself. DAG stands for direct
Direct, direct asset
as
graph.
graph. And then if you want to run your task from the DAG itself, you can run. You can click here. It will run your task. Okay, we have the controls over here, but yeah, and then you can see the run histories. If you look at the run history, right, you can see the run history, how much totally like 7 times it got succeeded, totally 8 times it got triggered. Now it's running still. You can see, right, it's running. Now how much time it took? How much time it took? Averagely, it took nearly like 1.2 seconds, right?
Yes, sir.
In average, it took 1.2 seconds, 1.3 seconds. It took these things. These are the duration you can able to see. And then if you want to make open last task definition, I will show you. You can open task definition. You can see here. You can see, right, which command you used. The command you can see. Okay, what a command you use for creating task, right? The command you can see. And then if you want to see the query profile also, you can see. If you want to optimize your task or queries, you can see. Okay, well, you can see like number of values is 1. Yeah, like you see, it's keep on running, right? That's no delta. That's why it's not giving anything. It's is 0. That's why it's showing network communication to 100%. Okay, you can see query details here. All these you can do. It just what it's calling. What it is calling? Just calling the proc. That's it. Like this you can see. And then if you see, right, just one thing, guys. If you see here, just to show the query profile. Yeah, you can see like it took 80%. Okay, yeah, most expensive node it took. Good. Interconnection 100. You can see the query details. What is start time? 7:30 is 10. It's completed. 7:30 is 11. It's completed. Warehouse using XML. The query ID, and then client related is system compute service is used. The session ID. If any issues happen, you have to pass session ID and query ID to the support team. They will be able to fix your issues if task is not working. Status is succeeded. This is how you can able to create a task for any ELT workflows. ELT and ETL workflows also you can able to create the task. I'm going to close session right now.